setup. They're like, I want everyone to run around the room. Let's prance around the room. Everyone prance around the room. And they go, Niminy, Piminy, Niminy, Piminy, Niminy, Piminy. And you have to say Niminy, Piminy.
What?
Yup.
Hey, you guys, a weird ep today, but I'm giving you content. So, hey, great content. Weird guy. Nice guy, weird content. Nice guy, weird content.
Nice guy, weird content. So you guys see all the work that comes into the show now. It's a lot.
It's actually a lot more than I thought it was going to be. I've been sitting here for like 20 minutes, and I'm like,
I know.
Why is it taking
There's a lot of setup. I'm sorry. There's 3 mics. Usually it's only 2 people. I just got this mixer a little bit ago, so it's not like I've been doing this setup. I've changed setups, and I've talked about that on the show. Like I've changed setups multiple times, and I know I do a lot of the episodes in front of the green screen, and so we don't have that, and so it's like I got to figure out a place to film this, and then plug everything in.
You have to have the mixer to have multiple mics?
Yes, you do. I mean, you can do them with USBs, but it's a bit more of a pain, and this records through OBS, which is just easier for me to record video, and if I want to record my screen, if we want to like show videos on the TV or something, that's what we'll do.
Is that the lights?
Yeah, and the lights. I mean, obviously, we do it professionally here. Yeah, I'm doing my best. I think it's worth it because I mean, it's good to have this stuff. I'm going to use this to record like guitar stuff too, and maybe some vocals. This is a new mic. That one is kind of newish, and so is that one.
Looks like a nice.
Yeah, that one's more for like man on the street stuff, which I do want to do, like interviews.
Really
yeah, I just
people's spaces, talking to them about random.
Yeah, I just don't know what to do. And like, I wanted to do it while I lived near Hollywood Boulevard, but because that's like the best place to go. Yeah. But it was COVID times for the last year, and so I don't know, like stupid would you rather's or something. I mean, what do you think? Should I ask them about musical theater?
Well, I would probably ask them about music. I would ask them about.
No, ask them.
You'd be like, "What in the Heights?
Yes,
in the Heights?
What's it like to living in the Heights?" That's what I would say. I'd ask them, "What's your favorite musical? Do you like Wicked better or The Lion King?" They'd say, I've never seen either one of those."
Yeah, I mean, the new In the Heights movies coming out, and the advertisements are everywhere.
I know,
so you could ask them about that.
I'm so about it.
What do you guys think about Lin-Manuel's lesser-known worst musical, In the Heights?
It's not worse. It's just
I don't think
different.
it's worse. It's just not as popular.
Yeah, it's not as popular. It doesn't have.
So it's worse.
Rapping with the founding fathers.
Alexander Hamilton was a man, you see. He was a founding father, and he had a family.
Pretty good. That wasn't bad. That's pretty good.
That's all he does.
Not all.
Have you guys seen his rap with Emma Watson when it's like the most cringy thing when she's like beatboxing?
No, but I would not want to see that.
Jamie, pull that up, man. Yeah, man.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was waiting for him to say, Jamie, pull that up, man.
He does some styling, and as cringy as he is, watch in general, like he can really freestyle.
He can really freestyle. I mean, this is what it is. So here it is.
By the way, I love how we didn't do any introductions. We just hopped right into.
Well, they don't. Okay, introductions aren't really necessary. It's Rachel and Grace. You guys have never been on the show, so I thought we'd have you on the show.
Well, this is for the people that don't watch. I don't watch usually. I listen on the car rides on the way to work.
So great. Okay, so this is Rachel. Sorry to introduce. Maybe I'll put in a note before the episode starts. But my younger sister Rachel, my younger sister Grace. I'm the biggest inspiration to you two ever. And yeah, I'm a good influence on you. So
it's true though.
Yeah.
I don't know about biggest inspiration.
Well, you're my sisters. Okay, that's all that needs to be said. And the family episodes always do really well. People like getting a peek into who I am. And who I am. And the conversations we have. And they are fun and interesting. We all have our own unique little relationships, I think. You know, no two relationships in the family are exactly the same. Like my relationship with Dave's totally different to Mike. It's not to say one's better or worse. They're just different.
But mine is better than Grace's.
I don't think so.
Oh. Shush. So let's see if we can turn this up and you guys can hear this. Or maybe it's going to run through my stupid computer. I don't know.
I'm scared to see it.
Yeah, oh, totally. It's totally. That's why it's taking so long to load. Can you hear that?
No. Wait. I think it's coming in through. Can you hear it?
No.
Okay. Well, no one can hear it. Those
but
of you who are listening at home, no one can hear it.
Okay, so
this looks like it's
before she starts singing Eyes on the Prize.
Also, she shouldn't be beatboxing.
Wait, are they?
She should be.
Could you hear that at all?
Prize,
You can't hear that?
Can you hear it?
Yes, I can. Of course, I
Good
did this wrong. Ugh. Well, let me see if
This
there's.
is why we need Beth. This is why we need Beth to be here because she's the sound person. Whole thing is gonna fail
Who's your
without Beth.
assistant?
The
We should
assistant.
probably fix
Yeah.
We need our assistant.
Well, let me see if I can fix it real quick. I shouldn't have pulled up a video this early on, and I should have had this figured out beforehand.
You say that all the time, guys. A
Probably.
weird episode today. And
Do you-
am I
do you
am I a little bit unorganized? Yes, I am. But am I giving you
think you'll
content?
ever do
Yes.
that?
That's
Yeah.
true. That's 100% true. Internal speakers built in. I'll try that. Okay.
Nice guy, weird content.
Nice guy, weird as shit.
Content.
Nice guy, weird as shit. Does this work?
Not.
Oh,
I can hear it.
Freestyler.
Yes.
You can just do this.
You're an amazing beatboxer. This is
positive
great.
vibrations.
He's lying. He's lying. I'm okay.
Well, what I
I'll play
said
it
was,
musical.
I'm happy
True.
to
You
freestyle
would
if you
freestyle
beatbox.
if I beatbox. Okay, but show me how. What am I doing?
Okay, well, first let's just see. No instruction.
Oh no.
Just from what you've seen, I know you've seen a lot of
This is gonna be
beatboxing.
bad,
I'm
yeah.
sure they were beatboxing on set during those movies. Every young man
Oh
tries
yeah,
it.
English
a
school
lot of
kids.
young
That's
women
what we
try to
do
it.
all the time.
Yeah.
We just beatbox.
Right.
Okay, this is gonna be so bad. Do I
be
cover-
awesome.
Do I cover my
48
mouth?
minutes.
Yeah,
I
just
gotta skip to the best part. It's got to be at the
Okay,
end,
let's just
right?
try to spit at you.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I like Hamilton too.
This is gonna be so embarrassing.
Okay,
Okay,
what am I freestyling about?
gender equality.
What? They're so up close and personal.
I know,
right
I
now.
was
Oh my
thinking the same.
goodness.
Oh, here you go.
It was like this.
Here you go.
Feminism. Are you a feminist?
Yeah, absolutely.
Love that. Great.
Let's see what she does.
Okay, back to this.
We can talk to
We can talk in a minute. Okay, so what kind of beat do you want? Slow or fast?
whatever you got.
This is gonna be bad. Okay.
I can feel how awkward this is about to be.
Go. Come on.
Dude, get to it.
Okay.
Perfect.
Let's go. Come on. Crush it.
Yo, it's Lynn, and I have to laugh. How can we not be equal? We're like half. Like women are like half of the people on Earth. And yes, they should have been equal since birth. That means all day, every day, equal pay, every way. Okay, are we really okay? Oh my gosh. Yo, this beatboxing is fantastic. Beasts, where to find them. Yo, I'm drastically changing the narrative. Look at it. You kept going. And oh my gosh. I
You wanted
love
her to stop
watching
so
this
bad right there.
flowing. Holy cow.
I would have stopped
this
already.
Is such a meme. Thank you. This is the Beatbox Dream Team.
Yikes.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I feel really,
Yeah.
I feel really bad about saying he was really good at freestyling
No,
before.
he is
I'm
good
really
at freestyling,
embarrassed
he's
for
just not
myself.
there.
I'm just gonna revoke that comment. There have been times where I've seen he's freestyled well, but I don't know. Maybe he has not come up with it on the spot. Maybe his actual freestyles are that cringy. That was pretty bad. That was
Pretty bad,
I
right?
blame Emma. I think he's a good freestyler.
I do
will
too, but
stand by that.
she made the energy so awkward
Yeah, I mean, she's
in
not.
the room.
She did not help it very much. But
Okay, but
yeah, so you
look,
can ask people about what they think of that video. How about that?
how about you watch Hamilton and then tell me that you really don't like it?
I'm sure it's fine.
It's not fine. It's good.
Okay,
You
well,
haven't
I'm just
seen
so sick of people telling me to watch Hamilton. It's just, I'm sorry, it's not that compelling to me.
I get
And I
that.
love musical theater. I just like with that
I get that.
particular thing. People have been telling me to watch Hamilton since literally college
Came
when
out.
it first came out.
Yeah.
I'm like, shut it.
Well, I remember Dad saying that he didn't want to see it because he thought it was gonna like mess
Yeah,
up all the history stuff, and then he saw it with Grace, and he was blown away by it.
Make sure you hold the mic a little closer to your face.
And
Yes.
he was blown away by it.
Yeah, there you
Yes,
go.
I saw it with Dad. He hated it, and part of the reason I took Dad was because I couldn't really get there without him because train situation. I had school the next day because
She won the lottery.
I won the Hamilton lottery in high school, and like I would enter my name in every day to get tickets. And one of the times that I won. And so they gave you 2 tickets, and it wasn't even like you won the lottery, but like you still had to pay for the tickets. It was just significantly cheaper.
$10.
It was $10 for a ticket. And then we went up there, and Dad was very like against the whole thing. They would always criticize it every time we brought it up. I was like, all right, well, let's see what you think after you see it. And he saw it, and he loved it, and took Mom back like a month later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
well, that's the thing about
sent
musical
us the
theater,
energy.
by the way, is you have to see them in person. And like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I love musical theater. I do. It's great. But to the some uninitiated, someone who doesn't go, I can understand it. It's lame. It's people singing and jumping around.
Well, especially if the only experience you've had is like you go to see your sister's play and she's in
Yeah,
grade
like I had to watch
school.
your stupid Swan Lake all the time.
That's not musical theater. That's not even musical theater.
The last show that you probably saw of me was like the Nutcracker when I was like 14.
Yeah, bad and bad.
I remember
Look,
because
you
I
guys were
wasn't-
still spectacular, like for your age. It was
Well,
still good. I'm obviously just chuffing your lips or whatever
Well-
British people say.
Chuffing your
your
lip.
lip.
Chuffing your lips, eh? I don't know. I was trying to come up with something witty and funny on the spot, but I totally beefed it.
Yeah, I saw it. I do agree with you, though. I think that if you watch it and it's like a grade school performance or a high school performance, you're going to be turned off to the idea because high school
unless
acting
you see
is cringy.
Seussical circa 2009 when I'm in it.
Well, that was good because...
Oh, the things you can think, anything you can think, think a wonder or two, oh, the things you can think.
Okay, that was the wrong lyrics, and that wasn't even my role, and I knew that was wrong.
That's because, okay, every time that...
I can sing the whole song.
Every time you were in a show in high school, we figured out what the show was, and we would listen to the
I know, you memorized the lines better than me.
We knew we would know the words better than you, and we were probably 8 years old. Knowing
I like to think I had a part in you guys getting into theater.
You did actually. It actually was true because when I quit ballet, I remember thinking hey, what am I going to do now? I know I like to perform. I know I like to be on stage. And the first thing that came into my head was Matt looked like he was having so much fun because he got to go into the audience. He got to talk to people. I never got to speak to the audience. I could only dance. Yeah. And so I was maybe I'll do what Matt did. And then I ended up loving it. So that's why I do it.
Yeah, we always loved it. And I thought I wanted to be a ballerina.
Hold it closer to your face.
I thought that I wanted to be a ballerina.
Yeah.
But I know that we always loved listening. Every time that you had a show, we would listen to it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I guess it was always there. And then Rachel just forced me one year to audition for something. And then after that, I was I don't know why.
We pulled up to the place and Grace goes, I'm not getting out of the car. I go, yes, you are. She goes, no, I don't want to audition. And I said, you're getting out of the car. She almost made me drive home. And I grabbed her and we made her go in and audition.
Really? Yeah. I did the same thing with Evan, who was on the show a couple weeks ago. Oh my God. I tricked him into doing a play because
God's favorite, right?
Yep, God's favorite, which that was the worst performance of my life.
You were so mad at yourself, but it was so funny to us.
I'll explain what happened in a second. This is the musical theater episode, I guess.
This is musical theater.
Or just theater episode. So my friend Evan, who was on the show a couple weeks ago, Evan, if you're listening, hi. This is a great story. So Evan was trying to switch things up senior year. He quit the football team and played soccer. And him and I were just we wear blazers to school every day because there was nothing in the yearbook in the student handbook that said you couldn't wear blazers. It had all the dress code and stuff, but it didn't say you couldn't wear blazers. Right. And we were well, the teachers can't get mad at us for dressing nicer. So and it's funny. So we wear these ridiculous blazers to school. And it was stuff like that. And the teachers would be hey, you can't wear that. I'm point to it in the handbook where it says I can't do that. And then they'd look through and be well, you're not supposed to. And I'm doesn't say I can't. And you're really going to get mad at me for wearing a nicer thing to school? Yeah. But I'd wear it over a polo, a yellow polo with a pink blazer. It was a dick move. But so we were just doing rambunctious stuff our senior year. And it was the last play. So it was fall of 2010. Yeah. And so I was trying out for God's favorite. And I was dude, you should just do one of the plays. We'd have so much fun. Because I don't really know a lot of the people that do it with me because a lot of them are weird as shit.
Yeah, they kind of are.
And so I wanted a buddy. Shit. Nice guy. Nice people. Weird shit. Nice people. Really fucking weird. And you guys know this. Yeah. Theater people are a whole different brand.
It's me.
And also I'm not a theater guy. I do theater, but I'm not that, you know what I mean? There's a certain brand.
You're not a thespian.
I'm not a thespian. So anyways, I tell Evan, I go like this, Evan, I need someone to read my lines for me for my audition. Do you mind coming and reading my lines for me? He's oh, sure. It was right after school. So we grabbed the script and walked to the music room. And I'm all right, just read these lines, and I'll do it too. And little did he know it was an audition. I brought him in because you could do group auditions.
You tricked him?
Tricked him. So I went in there and we read the lines and I was thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. He's yeah, no problem. A week later, they post the cast list. And I was dude, come here. And he's what? I was you got a part. God. And he was what? And I was you got a part.
Are you joking? I did not know that's how you did it. Yeah.
And he was what? I didn't. I was yeah, you auditioned, man. That's what we went to the thing for. And he was yeah, what? I don't want to do this. And I was don't worry. It's a small part. You just play the drunk of the family, which is pretty fitting for you.
You said you just did such a good job.
And I was dude, this will be fun. It'll be a great time. Yeah, we can who cares? It doesn't matter. And he was all right, whatever, I'll do it. Who cares? So it was actually ended up being really fun.
I thought it was hilarious when I saw
until the last show when I forgot about a page and a half of lines.
Yeah.
On the very last show, the last show I was ever in, and I forgot.
You did Charlie Brown.
The last play.
Yeah.
And funny thing was, there's a whole page of script that I missed out on in one of the scenes, and it was a crucial part for it helped set up the rest of the plot. It was the most crucial plot point of the play because the whole plot of it is like I was this angel, Sidney Lipton or whatever, and like it's based on the Bible story of Job, and like God puts Job through all these tests, and like there's an angel that comes down, Sidney Lipton. It's like a modernized version. It's a Neil Simon play.
Yeah,
and there was the whole part, that scene that I was in was explaining like, oh, there was a big G on my like sweater which says I'm from God, like thing, and I left out like literally an entire page of script, and so the rest of the play doesn't make sense if that line isn't in there. And I left literally a page and a half out.
I remember because afterwards we came up to hug you and you were so pissed off. You wouldn't even hug me. I was like, it's not that big of a deal, and I was like 12, probably younger.
It's not like we were really
no, I just wouldn't hug you because you were sticky and little.
Well, 12 is not that little or sticky. 5-year-olds are sticky.
Yeah, we're pretty stick.
Children are really sticky, gross, and I never want to.
Anyways, I remember that.
It's a good thing I'm a ballet teacher.
Can you hold the microphone close to your face?
Yes.
I do remember that, but I still think you did a good job, and I still think it was funny, and it was a good play, and I'm glad you brought Evan into it.
Yeah, it was fun. Those things are fun, and like you just can't take it too seriously. People in high school are so judgmental and like cruel. Like kids in general are cruel, and they're afraid of being like judged by people. I didn't care. Like, remember who was the one who sent the picture of me as Oberon? From,
oh my God, Angela sent that.
That is like,
that was so
Did you get
funny.
a lot of shit for that?
Oh yeah. I mean, I couldn't have looked. I'll see if I can put the picture up here, but like. That was the most feminine thing ever.
It was so feminine.
She gave me a purple dress. I mean, I'm literally, and the name of Oberon is King of the Fairies. And I was like, you couldn't have given me a little bit more of a masculine
and you
role.
gave sparkles when you jumped on the stage.
Yeah, so I just gated up as much as possible, where like I'd come on and like the first line that Oberon has in Midsummer's Night Dream is Terry Rashwanton, which means stop, B word, essentially.
Oh.
And that's how I remembered what it meant, because like Shakespearean lines, it's so hard to interpret what they mean, and so
let alone memorize them.
Yeah, and so I just remembered Terry Rashwanton is like stop, B word, and so I came on stage and I would hold glitter and I'd go whoosh, and then you like jump on stage. I
remember that. I left so hard.
Oh my God, I remember the entrance.
Yeah,
like,
but and then like you're wearing makeup and I had like a flower crown on.
You had eyeliner on too. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean
that was weird.
Yeah, it came to a point I was like, stop. First of all, eyeliner tickles. I don't know how you guys do it on a consistent basis.
Yeah, you get used to it, especially when you put it on yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
when
like putting contacts in, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't want someone touching your eyes.
Yeah,
it's a very sensitive area.
Yeah.
Well, okay, high school theater is weird though, because I was gonna make a TikTok about this actually, but because you either get directors that tell you exactly what to do all the time on every single line, or you get directors that tell you to do absolutely nothing. You have to figure it out for yourself, and that's why high school theater sucks so much. And that's why when people see theater, they're like, theater sucks, until they see a Broadway show or like a regional show that's actually good.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh wait, they put a lot of like hard work and effort into this, but you don't get to see that because most of the shows you see are $10 shows at the high school theater.
Yeah. And it's some like that Midsummer's Night Dream one that I was in was terrible. It was awful. I remember going into class the next day, and Mr. Goulash, I was in Mr. Goulash's class, and he came in and said something in class. Like we were like, "How's your weekend?" Like we always tried being nice. I liked Mr. Goulash. He always told stupid dad jokes, and obviously I love stupid.
With the newspapers, and he always looked.
Yeah, that was funny.
And we always used to tease him for having clip-on ties. He didn't have clip-on ties, but we'd be like, "Why do you wear so many clip-ons?" And he'd be like, "I don't wear clip-ons. This is a real tie. Look, ooh." And then we just kept bullying him about it. So one day he came in and was like, he took his tie off. I was like, "I don't wear clip-ons." So anyway,
and then you asked a question to give you.
He came in one day after one of those shows, and he goes, "We were like, how's your weekend?" He goes, "It was not a great weekend. Like, I went and saw a high school production of a play, and I'm not going to say what it was, blah blah blah." But he was clearly talking about.
Why would he say that?
Wait, what?
And he was like, it was just very poorly put on. And I was like, I agree. I mean, it was awful, but
but you don't say that.
Well, okay, but also, like, why is a high school trying to do Shakespeare? Like,
I know. And every high school does it. It doesn't translate. It's hard for like actual theater people to get unless you know Shakespeare. And you want a bunch of high schoolers to do it. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
You don't want and also like
and they don't know what they're saying because.
No, you have no you don't know how to say the lines because you don't know what all of them mean.
Yeah, it's already hard to understand it, to read it and understand what's going on in the plot. I don't know how you think to memorize them. Like someone who's not a Shakespearean actor should not be doing Shakespeare. You need to be trained in Shakespeare in order to do Shakespeare.
Like there was a monologue I had to do too. It was like one monologue, and I actually did it in my Juilliard audition. Yes, I auditioned for Juilliard for people that don't know this.
I did not. Hey, I'm actually a musical theater person. So is Grace.
You didn't know that?
I didn't even audition for Juilliard.
Well, we can't all be as talented.
Well, you didn't get in, so.
Well, I withdrew my application.
Well, you wouldn't have
gotten it. It was the
in.
weirdest audition ever, and we can talk about that in a bit because it was so weird.
Hey, that's not.
But-
I have a story to tell you about an acting class. And after that was weird.
Okay, so we did this monologue, and I just because it was like the only long monologue I really had. Because in high school they don't give you long monologues to do; they give you simple shit, right?
As they should, because you're in high
because
school.
You're in high school,
Right.
But I remember I did the one from Midsummer's Night Dream where Oberon's talking to Puck. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where
Yes.
he's like,
Yeah,
"My
yeah.
gentle Puck, come hither." He's like,
Yeah.
"Whilst I was standing on a promontory, a little bird flew between the ocean."
Yeah.
He's like, "Cupid all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vestal thrown by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, and it could pierce 10,000 hearts."
I didn't know you knew all that.
You still remember that?
Yeah.
I did one for Midsummer Night's Dream for my college audition for Michigan. Like Helena's something. I don't even remember it though.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
How do you
I
remember
kind of
that?
remember it, but I don't even know. I don't know what is he talking about. He's like, and Cupids call it, and maidens call it love in idleness. Fetch me this flower, the herb I shrewd thee once, and in gentle eyes being laid, and sleeping eyelids kissed. It's like ere the Leviathan can swim a league, and you're like, what
can
do
you
you?
just tell him to
What
put
are
the
you
flower
saying?
on the
Yeah, like-
eyes?
Yeah,
like,
can we have a modern? And I tried like switching up the script, and Mr. Perkipile, which that was his real
you
name,
can't switch the
Mr.
script.
Perkipile. Well, no, but who cares? It's like I'm trying to keep the audience engaged. You can tell when you're on stage. You can see the audience, and like they hate this.
Yeah.
You can tell.
You
And
have
I
to
was
be
like, I
really
want to
good
throw
at
in
it.
some comedy here, you know, and like I wanted to do something with Alexa Gates, who was on stage playing Puck, and I was like, how
Alexa Gates. I
how about-
remember
I
her.
don't remember.
about I throw in like a mispronunciation of a word and you like correct me, you know? So I'd be like, purposely mispronounce one of the crazy Shakespearean words, and then she corrects me and tells me how to actually say it, and I'm like, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
something
like that'd
something
be okay,
though,
actually.
and she's like thou, and I'm like, whatever, who cares? Like
Yeah.
we know it's like a breaking the fourth wall. We know we're in a play type of thing. We
Right.
know it's a high
Yeah,
school
yeah.
production, and
Yeah.
she wouldn't let me do it. Mr. Perkipile hated it so much.
Porcupine.
That
Porcupine?
and one of the scenes. So at the end of it, someone brought a smoke machine for something. They thought it'd be good to like blow smoke.
The
And-
ambiance.
yeah. Well, they decided to do it in the middle of a scene as I'm talking with her, and I'm sitting there saying something, and it just goes, and I started like laughing because it was hysterical. It was the worst time to blow fog into the stage.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and she looked at me and she's like, I couldn't say anything because if she did, she'd start laughing. And I was like, and like we just like there was like 3 more lines we had. It wasn't very many, so we just like turned around and walked away. And he got so mad, like he got so mad. And it was towards the end of the play, and he ended up getting so mad at how bad our performance was that he took his smoke machine and just left and didn't say anything at the last performance. Like I never heard from him again.
What?
He didn't give like a last speech or anything. Like the directors are always like, "Thank you guys.
This
You're
is
so
your
good.
show.
This is your
You
show,
did this."
seniors. You did this." And he
We love you so
he
much.
didn't say a word. He literally hated the show and left.
Well, it's a high school production. It's not going to be like the best thing you've ever seen. I don't know why directors in high school expect that.
And I don't really know what he was expecting if you decided to do a Midsummer Night's Dream at a high school.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you picked it.
Like, that's not.
But being a high school, play music director or play director, or
It's
whatever,
hard.
is not an easy job.
No,
But,
it is.
I mean,
No,
who
you have no
cares?
talent
It's
to work
stupid
with.
high school.
Okay, I want to tell you about my acting. This probably goes into your Juilliard thing.
Okay.
So if you've ever had an acting teacher ever, any sort of acting class, which I had several in college and also some in high school, they're so weird. There's the warm-ups they have you do, and like the acting exercises are so weird. They're so intimate.
Yeah.
They'll have you. I had pretend you're pushing. No, not even that. Not even that. You'll sit
a
there.
Marsh.
Yes.
And you're hopping across the rocks.
What to do to die today?
At
At a minute or two till 2. At a minute or two till 2 today.
Okay.
At a minute or two till 2.
Okay, so there's this one that we had where we had to sit across. There were 2 of them. Sit across from somebody, and this was an all-girls class, so we had to sit across. Thank God. But we were sitting, and she goes. Our teacher was like, "This is Katie, Grace. You know Katie." She was like, "All right, you're just gonna close
she
your
gets
eyes."
really into it, too. She's like,
She'll cry about
And
everything.
this
Yeah,
is so exciting.
yeah.
And you're a little flower. You're a daffodil growing.
And you're like, I
And
don't.
No.
Am I?
Someone's sprinkling
Yes.
you.
So
and you're like,
I was sitting
This
there.
was like a Juilliard.
Yes, she'd say, "Okay, so now I want you to put your hands out to the person in front of you, and you're going to close your eyes, and the
Yeah.
person's just going to memorize your hand." You had 5
Yeah.
minutes to feel the person's
Yeah.
hand, and you're just sitting there like it's a stranger, and they're just touching your
It's
hand.
like icebreakers on steroids. Like they're trying to ice break and make you comfortable in the situation, but it's too much.
And like honestly, I'm pretty normal. I'm a very physical person, so that didn't bug me. But if you got someone that it did bug, it was weird and it was awkward. And they had other ones where you had to stare in the other person's eyes for 5 minutes and just stare in their
we
eyes.
did that one too.
Mhm.
we did. That's so funny you say that because we did the same. And I wasn't expecting this. I'm like I auditioned for Juilliard because my parents were like, mom and dad were like, you should do it, and I was like, sure,
That's
whatever.
so weird because they would not have told us to do that.
Well, that's because of this. Dad and I go to Chicago one day. We're auditioning at Juilliard. I'm like, whatever. It's a day out with dad. I get to skip school. Like, this is fine. We'll go get a deep dish pizza afterwards. Which is, by the way, deep dish pizza isn't pizza. It's pie. Anyways, it's meat pie.
Agreed.
Anyways, Chicago, your pizza sucks. Sorry, Chicago, your pizza sucks.
Nice place, pizza sucks.
Nice place, pizza sucks. Nice weather, nice. I love Grant Park. Lake Michigan's rips. Pizza stinks. Okay. Anyways, we get into this place. We go up there, and the second I walk into like the area where people are, I was like, oops. I made a big mistake because I look around and I'm like, these are not my people. Like these people take theater so seriously. And I'm like, they're just like, whatever. I like theater's fine. And looking back on the fact that I even auditioned there is bananas.
And that's weird.
So we get there and like everyone around is like super nervous. There's like guys that are sitting there like putting on lip balm and like
they're leg warmers.
Yeah, and like everyone's getting warmed up and like there's guys who think they're going to be classical actors that are like walking around like
breathing
Kevin Spacey
and doing
like
their
some guys. One of the guys was doing the monologue from The Dark Knight, like the Joker monologue, like the ladies and gentlemen, we are tonight's entertainment.
Did you get to watch?
And he's saying it to a mirror. It's a psychotic.
God. They do that. They do that. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a psychotic like madhouse I'm in.
They act like you don't exist.
And I look at Dad and I'm like, Dad's like, we're in it now.
It's too late.
So I got to do it. We drove 2 hours to get here. So they're like, all right, we're bringing everyone in first. And we start doing exercises like that, where it's like memorize the person's hand, memorize their face was another one, and then like stare at them. And I'm like, oh God. That's what they are. And then they go, all right, let's get loosened up now. All right, let's get stretched out. Let's get loosened up. They're like, I want everyone to run around the room. Let's prance around the room. Everyone prance around the room. And they go, Niminy, Piminy, Niminy, Piminy, Niminy, Piminy. And you have to say Niminy, Piminy.
What?
Yup. And you have to skip like this, Niminy, Piminy, Niminy, Piminy. And people are just running around. And I'm like, it's just like, that's what is Niminy, Piminy.
That sounds like something I've done before.
But
yeah, and then they're like,
if everyone's doing it, you're like, I can't look that ridiculous. I can't look more ridiculous.
Well, everyone else was like
getting into it.
Niminy, Piminy, Niminy, Piminy.
Oh
they take it so seriously.
And then they go, stop. Everyone stop. And we stop. And they go, all right, now let's loosen up some more. I want you to picture an animal. Close your eyes, picture an animal. Are you a gorilla? Are you a tiger? Are you a boa constrictor? Are you a seahorse? Are you an elk? What are you? Are you a kookaburra? And they go, and now you got to be that animal. Be that animal. Become la cucaracha. Become a bird. And people are literally just going, and like someone's like,
that's happened to me.
We literally did this in a masterclass.
Yeah, I've done that in a
masterclass. And they're like, and I'm like, I'm a snake.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what? I don't know. I didn't know what to do.
You pick like the least conspicuous.
And everyone else is like a fierce animal, And I'm just like, I don't know what is.
I'd be a sloth.
I have to stay because this is so entertaining, but like, this is
not for me.
Not for me. So we're Niminy Pimining, we're animals, and then they're like, all right, now stop. You're not an animal anymore. You're a person. You are your individual self. All right, fine. And then they go, all right, now, wherever you're looking right now, stop and find that and look at that point. So like wherever you're looking, look straight ahead and find the point. And like, now get to that point, no matter what's in your way.
Oh yeah,
they're like,
walking,
find
dramatic
the
walking,
point.
Desperate.
Yeah, and everyone's like, and like climbing and stuff. And I literally just walked over to the point, and I was like,
that's what I would do. I remember looking around at people being like, "Why are you taking so long?"
Everyone was like, and like acting like they're jumping over trash cans and like climbing walls, and I just literally went up and touched the thing. Then they're like doing, those chanty things and stuff, and
which I actually don't mind those ones. The vocal warm-ups I don't mind because I get them.
Yeah, and now at this point I'm Shark Tank. I'm like, this is weird as shit, and I don't like it, and for that reason, I'm out.
Did you end up doing your monologues?
I did. So we went back to the thing, and now I'm like, went back to Dad, and I was like, Dad, I'm done. I don't even want to. Let's not wait around. I don't even care if I got in because I didn't even check because they post the list later.
Right,
that day.
like hours later.
Yeah. Well, it's a callback later that day.
Yeah.
And I was like, we're not staying. I'll do my monologue, Dad, but I'm not doing this. He's like, yeah, this is weird. I'm like, yeah. So we go in and do the monologues, and everyone's walking out. And I'm like, my monologues suck. I picked like, and this was my fault for not caring about theater enough, but I picked the Midsummer's Night Dream one, and I picked the monologue from God's Favorite.
Yeah,
and I did them, and my heart was not in it. I got it. It's like you and one guy, and they don't talk in between them.
Nope. That's always how the auditions are.
And so you just go, and you're like, I have no idea how I did. I don't care. I went to Dad. I'm like, let's go. And we went and got Giordano's pizza and left. But it was one of the weirdest, like, unique experiences of my life. Just not for me. And if you like theater and you got into Juilliard, good for you. That's great.
Not for him.
Nice
place, not for Matt.
Nice place. I'm out.
But it's weird because there are some that are like that. And then also when you go into the auditions, they don't even look at you. Like they'll be on their computer. They don't give a crap about you.
They're like, make a fool of yourself. We're not paying attention.
They literally don't. They like take
frolic
notes.
amongst yourself.
And they don't like, they'll barely listen. They'll barely look up. You just have to like be in it yourself because they don't give a crap about you.
Yeah.
If they hear something that they
I
like.
did an audition at University of Michigan, and on my callback, we did like a dance thing, and I face planted while we were learning this dance, and it was so fast. And I think the song was the ba-da-ba-da-ba on Broadway, that song. It was the most stereotypical way you would think. And so we had this dance, and it was really fast. And I'm a dancer, and so if it was fast for me, it was really fast. And so we were doing it, and I had these really old like character shoes on, and they were falling apart, and like we had to do this like kick and fall back, and while we were in the middle of it in front of everybody, I like kicked and like completely face planted. It was so embarrassing, and I just like popped back up so that no one would notice.
Yeah, but also you have a lot of face planning. I've never face planted on stage or in anything. Grace face plants all the time.
Yeah, me neither. I'm so graceful. God.
All the time.
I feel like you.
It's funny because your name is Grace, but you don't have grace.
No, it's true.
It's the exact
There's
opposite.
some mom posted one of me on YouTube of me face planting. We had a show.
Funny.
It was for like Art Beat, and we were doing it outside.
Art Beat.
Everyone goes. Oh.
Yeah, you can hear it in the audience. It's so bad. There was like a really bad thunderstorm, and it had been raining all day, and then we had to go perform on this stage outside. And so we went up there, and I had this like big jump, this like split jump in the air, and I fell underneath myself and just like hit my head on the ground, and then like popped up and kept going, and you can hear the audience like audibly react.
Yeah, I remember we have that on video, right?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I mean, sucks for you. Hilarious. Sucks for you.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Grace has a lot of those sort of face plant issues.
Yeah.
Look, those moments are awesome, though. You need moments like that in your life. Builds character.
It's your character development for your life.
It's great, and you can look back on that now and tell a funny story now on your brother's show about it.
Yes, and Juilliard was your character development.
It was.
Now you know you didn't want to be an
super
actor.
weird, but I was like, this is not not for me, and it helped me along in life.
Also, I don't think it would have been good for you. Now, I know a lot of people that do go to like conservatories and stuff like that, but I don't think you would have liked it.
No, I know I would have hated it.
Yeah.
Like I know it. When we were leaving, I'm like, I 100% would hate that.
Yeah.
And like,
so everyone there is so competitive.
Yeah, I mean that's
so
the thing, and I did not. My heart was not in that.
Yeah.
I just was doing it because whatever. You should put yourself in uncomfortable situations and do things to grow yourself as a person. But it doesn't mean it's always going to work out. But you should, and I say this on the show all the time. You need to be uncomfortable. It's the most important thing in life is do things you would never usually do because it's literally the only way you can grow. Because it's a process of elimination. You're like, all right, I know I never want to do that. I've tried something like that before. And also if you're ever put in a situation like that again, you know how to adapt to it. You've experienced it before.
Yeah.
So I mean, those experiences.
In summary, go audition for Juilliard for a good experience.
Yes.
That's what we're telling you.
Or don't. I mean, there's only like 4 famous actors who have come out of Juilliard anyways. And the only one I know of, like off the top of my head, is Kevin Spacey. And we all know what happened to him.
Yeah. So he's not really the best
I don't know the
advertisement for
other 4.
Juilliard.
No. No, he's not.
The other ones that have gone to Juilliard. I know a lot of go to
Audra
Carnegie
McDonald
Mellon.
did or something.
Audrey McDonald.
Look at Juilliard alumni.
People who are on.
Oh, Robin Williams. Who? Huh? Robin Williams.
Oh, really?
Oscar Isaac. So he's new. Viola Davis.
Oh, Oscar Isaac went to Juilliard.
Christopher Reeve. Kevin Spacey, obviously.
I will say that being in like having a conservatory, I think that the best part of being with a bunch of people that are like that is you're just constantly practicing it. You're constantly meeting new people and you're constantly figuring out how to navigate new people. So like as weird as it is when they're like look into each other's eyes, I feel like it's only appropriate to do that when you're like, or it is appropriate to do that, not only, but when you have like a scene with someone. Like I've had a scene that I've had to do with someone, like I don't even know you. I have to get to know you in like 2 seconds because this is a cold reading and I got to figure out who you are. And so I'll just talk to them or have a conversation with them.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, acting is the easiest job in the entire world. If you're on set or you're doing a TV show or you're doing a movie, you just have to read it the way the director tells you. You'll read it once and you can put your own interpretation on it. Now, Daniel Day-Lewis doing it, that's one thing. If it's 99% of other roles, you're on set and you read something and the director goes, no, read it like this. And you go, okay, I'll read it like that.
Well, that's different than theater acting, though.
Okay.
You have a lot more
Still,
creativity.
theater acting's the easiest in the world too. Because it's just having fun with it. And you're getting typecast for the character. So that's how it works.
Absolutely. I just think theater acting is more fun because you have more creativity. When you're film acting, they have to tell you how to say something.
As long as you just don't give a shit about you, it's easy.
Yeah.
But if you do, you can tell when someone cares or someone's like, how am I looking? You can. It makes them like not good.
Yeah.
But besides, like, as long as you just don't care at all,
I totally
think you can. Anybody can be good at it.
I agree. It's literally, actors think they're the most special people in the entire world. I'm like, dude, anyone can do your job. Anybody. You just have to have a good director. That's it. Someone to tell
you have to look the part. Like, you got to be hot or
99% of movie roles and TV roles are you look the part.
Exactly.
Like, you will only get callbacks for TV roles because like, oh, you fit them. You're a tall, Puerto Rican guy with wispy brown hair and you're gorgeous.
Yeah.
Perfect for this role. You know what I mean? Like,
which is most roles.
Yeah.
Just a gorgeous man.
If you're gorgeous. Yeah, you just have to be gorgeous. Or you're typecast as like a fat pig or something, which is
like,
I feel bad for those people.
Oh, I feel
the funny guy.
so bad
the character roles that they get typecast as character roles.
And like there is real talent. Like if you're really funny, like look at someone like Jonah Hill, like got typecast as like the funny guy, but now he does serious things. Like good for you. You pivoted. I think that takes courage more than it takes skill,
I do think there are some people that are very talented actors because they're good at acting, but then there are other people that just look the part, like Megan Fox. It's just the hot girl.
Don't get me started on the Megan Fox.
But also, by the way, it's all relationships. It's right place, right time. Oh, I know this director, and you'd be perfect for this role, and like this, and like that's what it's about. It's networking. It's right place, right time. There's a little bit of talent involved. Don't be a stick, but just be extroverted, essentially. And that's it.
So this is how we got from Lin-Manuel Miranda rapping with Emma Watson to don't be a stick.
Don't be a stick.
Don't be a stick.
Is this a good episode so far? We're just talking about theater. I feel like I've lost 99% of my audience at this point. This has become the Rachel and Grace Theater Hour show. So we can pivot.
Aliens.
Okay. You want to talk about aliens?
I always want to talk about the aliens. Let me say this. Anyone who doesn't believe in aliens is fooling themselves. And I think you've talked about this a little bit on a couple episodes, but I just don't understand how in this day you can't believe in them. They're out there. I don't know what they look like. I don't know where they are. I don't know how close they are. I just know that they're there.
I agree. But here's why it's here's where the skepticism comes in. They've definitely existed, if not now, at one point, right? The thing is, do they exist now? Now, obviously all these videos are coming out from unexplainable UAPs and all that stuff. And that's great. But the reason why people wouldn't necessarily believe in aliens now is think about how vast the universe is as well as how old it is. It's billions of years old. We don't even know how big it is. We can estimate, we can guess, but we don't know exactly how big it is. And it's constantly expanding. And there's trillions of stars in the sky. And I'm sounding like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Trillions of stars in the sky. And there's many life forms on those stars. And the thing is, with humans, we've been around for a speck. Like if this is what time is right here, we've been around for like a molecule of air in that time spectrum, right? And it goes like this. This is going to be humans' existence, right? Boop, it stopped. Done. We've only been around for a couple thousand years. Universe is billions of years old. It's nothing, right? Now, there's the possibility of other life on other planets is extremely high, right? But the possibility that they exist in the same time as us and they can reach us is astronomically low. So that's the best argument I've heard for why we won't see them in our lifetime. But the fact there's the likelihood of there being other life forms on other planets and other solar systems is huge. But it's just like there could be one here, boop, and they went into extinct after even 2 million years. They could have been around, but it was 2 million years, 3 billion years ago.
That's right.
So boop, 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 and so the odds of them existing at the same time is low. But I think it's possible. It's just.
It could be, but think about that. That could just be in like this galaxy or this whatever. But we've got all these galaxies out there. I think I think not only is there other life, but I think there's lots of other life in lots of different galaxies. There's no reason for there to be other galaxies with just nothingness there. Like that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
How are we the one planet in one solar system in one galaxy of the entire universe that has life, that intelligent life? That's just, I think that's naive to think otherwise.
I agree. I think you're totally right. And I also think it's arrogant. There's so many scientists out there that are like, well, we know this and we know that. I'm like, dude, you were guessing. It's educated guesses. Like, can we be a little bit more humble here and pretend like we're not the only species in the entire universe? Like, we're primitive at the end of the day. We are. And to think we're not like sharing this humongous cosmos with other life forms is crazy. Now, to what degree, I don't know what it is. But it's fun to think about, right? And we're probably never going to meet them. I mean, I think we will see aliens in our lifetime. I hope we will. I really, truly do.
It would totally mess up all of human existence.
And here's why.
They'd be terrified.
Does that make religion bullshit?
It does, unless you believe that
there's other humans.
Yes, other humans, or that there's another piece of information about religion we don't know. What if the aliens have a Bible?
True.
It definitely depends on what the aliens are. Like, if they look like us, which I seriously doubt, if they looked like us, then I would say, yeah, that makes religion seem like bullshit. But if they don't, and if they're just like weird creatures and they don't look anything like us, then I think in some ways, like, I don't think it knocks out the idea of religion. Like, what are we to know? Like, they might have their own, like, if we believe that there is a God.
No, I'm not saying religion as an idea. I'm saying like Catholicism, Islam, Judaism,
yes, like if they believe that there's a God, that could be a totally different story with their galaxy. That's what I'm saying. And religion is, at the end of the day, and we talked about this earlier, religion is a tool. It's a power grab for people in a lot of circumstances. So, if another, crazy alien species, let's say if Klingons come down, hey, I'm sorry, like, Christianity, that's what I can grab because we're obviously Catholic. It's
obviously
you are built in God's image and likeness, right? So if there's aliens that are Klingons, that's not in God's image and likeness, right? Because we are.
Right.
So that makes Catholicism.
Yes,
unless they have information.
Animals are not in God's image and likeness, and they exist. They're alive. So that doesn't. They don't have to be like the aliens. Don't have to be.
That's a good point.
Image and likeness. Because there are other living things. Plants aren't.
I know, but we're intelligent life. We're not animal. We are animals.
But chimps are intelligent. Like,
no, but monkeys
are intelligent.
They're saying us as like humans.
Yes.
We're different, right?
Yes, we're different, but aliens
God doesn't let dogs go to heaven, does he? We don't know. Did God let cheetahs go to heaven? We don't know.
I think if heaven is ultimate happiness and you won't be happy without your dog, then your dog's in heaven.
Sure. But I'm saying they're not moral creatures.
Right, but what if they have information about religion and God that we don't? Maybe now Catholicism is now not at all true, but we learned something new about it.
Yeah,
maybe Jesus' second coming
That's why I'm saying religion.
On another planet.
I'm saying religion is, if aliens exist, I think all religion on Earth is bullshit. But I'm not saying that means there's no God. I'm saying that means that religion... Know. Yes, I still think there's intelligent design. I think the universe is too vast and too detailed to not have a God, some kind of God. But the God that we've interpreted as different cultures could all be wrong. Our interpretations could be incorrect.
Our Catholic interpretation of God was wrong. I see what you're saying. That I could agree with. If there are aliens and they are intelligent like us. If they're not intelligent like us and they're like dogs, then no. But then how would they get here? A dog can't fly here. Can they?
We don't know. All dogs go to heaven.
I'm saying they could.
They could be way more.
I'm going to use the bathroom real quick, but keep talking about aliens.
They could be way more advanced than we are. Like they could have. Well, in that case, I would probably say that like
religion is not.
Yeah, because if they're more intelligent than us, like we're supposed to be.
Well, if they're going to make their way to us, there's no way they can't be more intelligent than us. They have to be because we haven't figured out how to get to them. If they figure out how to get to us first, they're going to be more intelligent than we are, which means they were made...
Exactly, because they're not just going to like wander into this galaxy.
Right, like it's not like they accidentally... I mean, maybe they did,
like, blipping in and
but even if they accidentally did, they're still smarter than us because we haven't accidentally blipped into their galaxy.
But then there's like the possibility that like the unidentified... Well, I don't know how much we know about them like structurally, but like there's the possibility that that's just people who are like... We're intelligent, creating things that are like military or going to confuse everybody else, which is kind of that'd
be awful
theory.
If that happened.
No, I would be so
I'd be so mad. I'd be so angry at those people. I want to hurt those people. Also, I think it's both of us to assume that the aliens are going to be weird looking. I think they're going to be hotter than us. I think the aliens could probably be...
Not by our standards, though.
Maybe they will be, though. You all seen the Twilight Zone? You know how like they have Twilight Zone episodes of like the ugly face, and then they see someone with a normal face, and
Beauty
they're
is in the
ugly.
eye of the beholder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not aliens though. It's like another dimension.
Right,
thing.
but what if the aliens aren't these weird green creatures? Maybe they're just like super hot creatures.
Yeah.
We don't even know how hot they could be.
I think the little green man thing is plausible for sure. Little gray man
Really?
thing is plausible. Yeah, because
Little
there's so
gray
many
man.
accounts of it. Like that's what so many unconnected people say. Now it's a big part of pop culture, but I think it's plausible. Like, say like these, all the people who say they've had experience with aliens talk about these little ships they were in, and they were like this tall.
Wait,
Yeah,
who was talking about
very
their
small.
experiences with
Yeah,
aliens?
lots of people.
Lots of people.
Who?
And
What do you mean who?
They
I
There's
don't
don't
know
tons
what
of
you're
them.
talking
like
about.
archways, and they're like the ship
Oh.
that they.
Like the ships they find like
the
little
guy,
ships.
who's the guy that
Yeah,
talked
Bob Lazar talks about it, although I think he's kind of bullshitting. But there's other experiences like Travis something. He claims he was abducted in like the 70s. And they did like tests on him and stuff.
How was he?
Betty
he
and
wasn't
Bob Rubble or something were literally
Real names.
Bob.
that's like their name. They were abducted in the 60s or something.
What do they mean abducted?
Like they said they were abducted. They were driving on a road home and their radio went dead, and then they got sucked up into a ship and were gone for like a week, and then they reappeared randomly or something.
They don't remember anything that happened on a ship?
I don't really know the story exactly, but yeah, I don't think so.
Oh my God, how have I not heard about this?
Yeah, this guy Travis, whatever his name is, remembers being on the ship, and so, like they dropped him. He was gone for like 2 weeks, and his friends almost got tried for murder because they thought his friends killed him, and his friends saw him get like abducted.
Oh my God.
And he came back and was like, they dropped him off like a mile from town, and he had to walk into town, like call his parents.
What
and
does he
that was
remember
okay.
about the ship?
He remembers them doing like experiments and like escaping and or trying to escape and like a lot of stuff. And like it could totally be bullshit. We don't know. It could be a crazy weird dream or
When
something.
was
Oh
that?
my God. I did not know that.
Well, these.
I need to read up on these because
Yeah,
I did
do
not
your
know that was a
research.
thing.
Yeah.
Look, there's so many stories. You got to take them all with a grain of salt. We don't have any physical proof. I mean,
It's like miracles.
like the fact we don't have any, like everyone has a phone today and there's not a single video of any of this stuff. Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, you have these grainy phone videos and stuff. And like the Navy releases these like UAPs that are on their radars. That's cool.
Yeah.
But how do we not have actual evidence?
Footage. Yeah.
I mean, and obviously people can Photoshop stuff and that as well. But to me, there's no 100% concrete evidence.
Yeah, but there needs to be because I want to believe it.
Yeah.
I want to believe that aliens are
Well, I do
real.
too. We only have 7 minutes left on the card.
So shifting gears from aliens to
Well, we can either try to go a little bit longer or stop now. What do you guys feel?
Does anyone have a topic they want to bring up?
Well,
How
we
about
can go to
Nicolas
Reddit
Cage?
and talk about Reddit if you guys want.
Oh my God, bring up a Reddit one. I love the
a
Reddit.
Reddit.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to stop the card again and restart it. So
Do
here's a
quick
quick
Reddit.
break, and we'll be
Message
right
from our
back
sponsors.
after this. A quick read from our sponsors. You want to
Sparkling
read
Ice.
a sponsor, Grace?
Need a sponsor.
Oh,
Sponsor
Sparkling Ice. This episode of What the Heck Podcast is brought to you by Sparkling Ice, Black Raspberry, zero sugar with vitamins and antioxidants. As in life, chill for the best results. Thank you, Sparkling Ice. Our next sponsor is brought to you by Nicolas Cage himself. Voluptuous lips.
Nice guy, weird kisser.
Be careful. He might steal some of your possessions.
Historical possessions, including the Declaration of
They-
Independence,
if
the
there is
President of
the
the United
possibility
States.
that they will lead him to bury treasure, he will steal them. So watch your things.
I could go off about
Hide your
Nicolas
kids,
Cage.
hide your wives.
Also, watching him kiss somebody in a film makes
you
me
dare
so
talk shit
uncomfortable.
about Nicolas
Imagine
Cage.
being like.
All right, let's go to Reddit. All right.
Let's go to Reddit. This is
Have
my
you- were
favorite
you just
part of the
displaying
show.
my awesome? Oh, yeah, you were. Nice.
Yes, I bought this for Matt for Christmas a few years ago.
It's a good gift.
Best
Beth hates it, but that's
best
okay.
award. Best. Beth hates it.
Well, I mean, it's a
You should
picture of
fire her
Nicolas
as an
Cage.
assistant.
I mean,
It is, so you hide it. You don't want people on the Nicolas Cage side. You flip it this way. Never here.
all right, let's go over to Reddit. All right, so now
Go
we're
over
going to
Reddit.
go to the special segment called.
Am I the asshole?
Well, no.
No, just kidding. The Reddit.
Advice from that's not it.
Strangers on the internet.
Hey, why are you asking advice from strangers on the internet?
This segment is called Advice from Strangers on the Internet. There's reverb there. You couldn't hear it, but you'll hear it in post.
No.
So, let's go to Reddit. And this one is interesting one.
We're all interesting.
My girlfriend just told me she's turned off by me buying plants and flowers. That's the title. Me and my girlfriend have been dating for 2 years and we just moved in together. She's overall great, but ever since we moved in, we started having problems. A few days ago, I went and bought myself some flowers and aloe vera just because I liked the way they looked. When I came home, my girlfriend asked if they were for her or something else. I said no, and I was going to put them in my room, but then she made a comment about how it was weird, and now she is telling me she doesn't find me attractive when I do feminine things like that. I told her that she never had to see them, and I was going to put them in my room. She said I was not respecting her authority over the shared house, and she felt betrayed. What do I do?
She felt betrayed by
She felt
plants and
betrayed.
aloe
I
vera.
guess. I mean, people are weird. We're on the internet here. You're dealing with the weirdest
Okay,
of the weird.
I know people that go out and buy themselves flowers because they like flowers in their house.
But were they flowers or were they plants? Like there are plants around here that are just, like
he
a
bought
cactus.
flowers and aloe vera. That's what he said.
So like
That's not weird.
roses or like daisies, and even that's not
flowers.
that weird.
That's not weird. That's not weird to buy yourself flowers. Get a grip. Stop being
Flowers are like a very normal thing to put around your apartment.
It's
or
also
your
not
house.
weird for you to buy yourself flowers. I buy myself flowers, and it's not
Yeah,
too
but
feminine.
it is a guy.
Who cares?
I don't care. I'm not saying I care. I'm just saying that, I mean, it depends on where they are, but I mean, I don't know. Some people might find that weird if it's not in your personality.
Well, she's saying she doesn't find it attractive when he does feminine things like that. Which
Does he? Okay, well, we're missing some of the story. Does he do other feminine things? Is this just like the icing on the cake? But you have to. I guess you have to take it as like.
Yeah,
what the
maybe. I
information
mean,
that we
maybe she
have
feels threatened, like, oh, maybe you don't.
by the flowers.
Not by the flowers, but by his sexuality, maybe.
it sounds like she says she feels betrayed that he bought himself.
Yeah, and
flowers.
she also said
so
he was
dramatic.
not respecting her authority, which.
That's weird.
What?
That's really weird.
Yeah.
The authority over the flowers, the authority over the house. Like, what are you talking about?
So
Get
does she
over
have,
it.
Like, it seems like she's like an established authority in the relationship. If
I guess
gets
that's what she
people in
thinks,
pants.
apparently.
And so there might be a pattern of that, and the flowers might be the icing on the cake. But given the information that we have, I don't think that's weird.
That's not
Okay,
weird at all.
but what do you do? What should he do?
What should
He
he
should
do?
he should
Break
keep the
up with her?
flowers. No, he shouldn't break up with her. He should
Or-
keep the
I
flowers.
don't know.
And
I
be
mean,
like,
definitely write it down in your notebook of reasons to break up with my girlfriend. I mean,
Yeah.
there was not enough information. There's so much stuff that's left out here. It's like you're giving us one circumstance, but there could be a myriad of issues elsewhere in your relationship that we don't know about.
Oh wait, I missed the part where you said dating for 2 years and just moved in together, and now she's mad that he is. He's saying they're having problems, and this is the only problem he
He
brings
said
up.
we're having problems, so clearly there's some other issues that play here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the flowers are not.
Yeah, so
it's
people
not just
post,
about the
why are you
flowers.
asking for advice from strangers on the internet about flowers when we know there's deeper things going on here? You got to give us more details, dude.
Like, if you're gonna ask for advice on maybe something else that
I
doesn't
say
have to
don't
do
do anything
flowers.
about it yet. If more things come up and she's mad about other things that she can't have authority over, that's when you move out.
yeah,
that's my advice.
It's indicative of a larger issue.
Yeah, the flowers are
Yeah.
representative. They are a metaphor.
It's not about the
Yeah.
flowers.
So, dude, just I don't know. I mean, your life's too short to be. She's also 5 years older than you. Life's too short to waste time with people like this. I'm sorry, but that's such a stupid thing.
Oh, that's why there's a power trip because she's almost older than him.
Maybe. All right, let's go to the next. This one's actually in the similar vein. It might be posted by the same person.
By the same person.
This one by the same
By the
person.
same person.
I'm Matt Thomas, CBS News,
Back
Channel
to
4.
you.
Am I the asshole for buying plants and flowers in the house I share with my girlfriend? This isn't an am I the asshole on
Kidding
Reddit.
me?
No, I'm not. It might be the same person.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it is. So it says I'm 24 dating this beautiful girl 29. So it could be the same.
Do we get more of the story?
Yeah, let's see. Throw away because my girlfriend checks up on my activity on Reddit and I don't want her to see this immediately. Hey, man,
Ooh.
there's a problem.
Red.
She gets on
flag.
Reddit as much as you get on Reddit. That's weird.
Yeah, and also why is she checking your
Is she
profile?
asking for advice too?
You
Why
should
don't
never
guys
tell.
communicate?
This is the thing about Reddit too. You should never tell people your username. It's
Nope.
a private, anonymous website.
Yeah.
That's stupid, yeah.
So I started
Meanwhile,
dating.
as we get on here and telling people we get on Reddit.
well, no, we're not creepy. Like people put throwaway accounts.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm dating this beautiful girl who just moved in with me, and we started having some problems. Yeah, this has to be it.
Same guy.
I wanted to buy some orchids and aloe vera. Yeah, definitely the same person.
Same guy.
Orchids.
And I wanted to put them in my room because I like them. I don't have that many plants or anything, just 2 cactuses. Okay.
Cacti.
The problem started when my girlfriend saw that I brought the plants. She asked if they were for someone else, and I said no. I was going to put them in my room. You guys have separate rooms, or is it both of your rooms?
Yeah,
That's
wait,
weird.
what?
She was kind of shocked and told me that's weird. I gave her a look and asked her to elaborate, and she said that's weird for a dude to have flowers and aloe vera, and it's feminizing, and she doesn't like that. I told her the cactus never bothered her, and she told me those were fine because they weren't girly plants.
Oh my
I
god.
reminded her that I bought these from my own room, so they don't sleep in the same room, apparently.
Oh, that's so
and She didn't
weird.
have to see them. She said that since we share the house, she should have a say too, and that I was controlling. Am I the
What?
asshole for not respecting my girlfriend's wishes when it comes to sharing our house and buying myself some flowers?
Absolutely,
You
he's
are
not
not
the
the
asshole.
asshole.
Absolutely not the asshole.
How about she's enforcing toxic masculinity?
Yeah, she is. No, honestly.
But like seriously, she's like that's too feminine. And also she's mad because she's like I share this house, but if you guys have separate rooms, which okay, if you guys have separate rooms, Can't he just
There's
put
a
whatever the fuck he
problem.
wants in his own room?
Yeah.
And you can put what you want in your room?
Also, I want to say this: humans are designed to like nature. We're designed to find nature and flowers pretty. The fact that we labeled that girls should get flowers and guys don't get flowers is just
colorful.
against what we are as humans. So if a guy wants to buy himself flowers and put them in his room that he should be sharing with his girlfriend if they're living in the same house, then he's allowed to do that. He is not the asshole. She's totally the asshole. Break up with her.
Yeah, break up with her. These people say, and that's the thing that makes me so mad about these "am I the asshole" things. It's like, dude, this is such an easy thing.
It is. And then maybe write it out, read it out loud before you post it, and then you'll probably know
Yeah,
what
you'll go, hey,
when
this
you
is
hear
the
it.
worst problem of all time.
When you hear it, it's
I think I know the
quite
answer to
obvious.
this.
Yeah.
You're not the asshole.
No, you're not the asshole.
No, you're not the asshole.
I guess we'll do one more and then we'll call it a day.
Uma vez. We
I
go
want
to this class.
I want to give my ex-girlfriend $3,000 as a gift. That's the title. We dated 4 years and had a bad breakup a year ago, which was mostly my fault. I was going through a crisis and also had some unresolved feelings of worthlessness, which I've since sought help for. Back when I broke up with her on the phone in anger, we both ghosted each other for a few months. It was the worst decision of my entire life, and I've regretted it every day since. I apologized to her 2 months after it happened, and she said she forgave me. We talked about it a few times throughout the year. I think about her every day, especially in the mornings, and recently I've gotten back in touch. Yuck. Recently, I've come into some money and I want to give her $3,000 as a further way of saying sorry, and because I want her to have it. I know I feel guilty, but I need to do something. I just want to give this gift without any strings or expectations. I know it won't erase what happened, but I just want her to have it. What should I do? Definitely don't send that.
Absolutely.
Don't just give her $3,000
First of all, can we talk about how he thinks about her in the morning and he had to add that detail?
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of pathetic. I'm sorry, but like, dude,
This is very
you
pathetic.
gotta move on. Like, this is such a problem, but it's a problem with people in general. I think like you date someone for a long time and you're like, oh, they're the love of my life, they're the best person ever, and then you break up, and when you break up, you only think about the good things about them.
Yep.
You don't think about the bad things that made you want to break up with them. You're only you're romanticizing the relationship and saying it's this thing that it wasn't.
Because you don't want to believe that you did anything wrong to make that happen.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh, maybe it was my fault. Like, I totally screwed up. I shouldn't have done this. And he's like, now I want to pay you $3,000 to have you back. It's like, dude, the saying there's other fish in the sea is so true. It's cliche, but it's like,
That's why it's cliche.
yeah, like, it's so true. Like, move on, you stupid loser. You don't need to worry about her anymore. Like, you're going to meet someone else. It'll be fine. Calm down.
And you said you dated for 4 years and had a bad breakup, which I feel like you gave it a good shot after 4 years and a bad breakup, and then you ghost each other.
Also,
And you want to give her $3,000. First of all, that's weird.
This is weird. If you take even that out of it, like that on its own, you're like, move on. But also the fact that you want to give her $3,000.
Why 3,000? How did he come on that number is what I want to know.
Like, it's not even
So
like
weird.
a couple hundred, but even that's, why are you just paying her as an apology? Like, that tells me that the relationship's doomed.
I would never pay a friend as an apology, let alone someone romantic.
That's
You don't pay
so
people to
weird.
apologize.
That's why it's so pathetic. He's like, can you take my $3,000 and take me back, please?
No, he didn't even say he wants her back.
$3,000
He
for
said,
another chance.
I want to give this gift without any strings or expectations.
But he also was like, she already forgave me. So
Why are you
you're
giving her
feeling
$3,000?
guilty. So you're like, nah, here's $3,000.
Yeah, definitely don't do this. Like, don't do it. You will regret that 2 years from now. Maybe not yet tomorrow, maybe not a week from now, but you will look back on this and go, oh my God, I gave away $3,000.
$3,000 is rent. You just gave away a month's rent.
Or 2 months rent.
Or 2 months, depending on where you live.
Yeah.
You're dumb. You're dumb. Don't give it to her.
See, this is what we deal with on Reddit on a daily basis. These people are so stupid. They have to ask for advice from strangers on the internet about things that are just obvious. And like, you can tell he's feeling guilty about feeling guilty. So it's like, dude, just like clear your head a little bit. You know, go to a bowling alley, have some fun bowling, eat some nachos.
Yeah, spend time with your friends. Spend the $3,000 on your friends.
$3,000 on
Go to
yourself.
Vegas. You'll get over her real quick. Take a trip to Milan. Buy some nice dresses or something.
That's why we're here, to give advice to strangers on the internet.
Yeah, and that's why we're here. Anyways,
People
guys,
like this.
let's wrap this up because I'm going to have to upload this at some point and it's going to be a pain in the ass to edit.
Yeah,
But thank you for joining the show today. The musical theater special.
Musical theater featuring
the
the
Niminy, Piminy
aliens
special.
and featuring the aliens and Reddit.
We can't do an episode of the podcast without talking about aliens, I feel like. So that's good.
No.
to
Yeah, it's
know.
become a thing now. I like
No,
it. though.
nobody else is talking about it. So
No, I know.
You got to talk about it
You
somewhere.
got to talk about it here. Matt Thomas's breaking alien news. BAN. Welcome back to Nothing But Aliens with Matt Thomas. I used to do nothing but politics. Now it's Nothing But Aliens.
Nothing but
with Matt
aliens
Thomas.
with Matt Thomas.
No Matt's venting therapy sessions today. No rants from me. So I guess that's
Yeah,
good.
guys, crazy
That's good.
episode
You're
today.
very chill.
Really
chill.
crazy episode today. Sorry about that, you guys. I'm I'm figuring stuff out. Hey.
You try sitting by yourself for fucking 30 minutes. every
Beth
day.
is with you.
Not last episode. You guys didn't even listen to last episode, did you?
I did not.
didn't.
Yeah, you guys are bad
I've kept
sisters.
up with all the other ones.
When
though.
did you post? I didn't see it.
Don't worry about it. You guys stink as sisters.
All right. Bye,
All right.
everyone.
We'll see you guys later. Goodbye. See you later. Thanks for joining the show. Beth couldn't be here today, so Rachel and Grace had to substitute something like that. So that's it. We'll see you guys next week. In the meantime, I love you. Goodbye. See you later.